Hi Libra, it's Kendrick with Providence Tarot coming to you with your mid-December, end of the year reading for December 2019. As you can see, I've already shuffled the cards and laid them out. So I was going to do this reading last night and I shuffled the cards, but then I was like super duper tired and I just needed to like not do the reading until today. So I'm doing it. I would like to say like, share, and subscribe, of course. Follow me on Instagram. I'm Providence Tarot there, and I'm also NYC Kendrick, okay? So this is the Tower, right? It's number 16, which is reducing to a 7. And the 7s are talking about chariot energy of moving forward and something being determined that's going to lead you towards a victory. This is a very universal card in terms of like it being one of change, destruction, clearing out of energy. It's sort of, take something out that is unneeded, or this is probably a change that you've been waiting for, because the 7s do have to do with maybe feeling stagnant or maybe feeling like a situation hasn't moved forward. But this card indicates that something is changing for you and for us, because I am a double Libra, and that it is going to get us back to a sense of equilibrium and balance. The Tower is a 7. It is related to the Chariot, but it's also related to the 7th house of Libra. And Libra, esoterically, is ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is also a planet that talks about radical change, and the Tower does refer to that energy of radical change that brings about some sort of equilibrium, something that might have been like hovering or wavering, or maybe a situation that you might have felt yourself sort of just like absorbing. You might have been absorbing something. Now it's time for that to end, and it's time to move forward. It's Mars, so you might be dealing with the Scorpio, like transformative energy, talking about changing things. You might be dealing with, not really focusing on like a two-sided situation. It's kind of like getting you to see what's clear here on the one side, right? And then that's kind of like Aries energy. It's kind of getting you to notice something, getting you to pay attention to something. And then also we are talking about Capricorn energy, which, Saturn rules Capricorn, but Mars is exalted there. And because, Mars is exalted there, it's talking about action that brings about change for the better permanently, right? So this is a permanent change for you that you might be experiencing, all right? And this could be in a relationship. It could be with work, it could be with home, or it could be just with any situation that might have needed you to take action that you weren't taking action on, and now it's time because you kind of like don't have another choice. And that's kind of like Mars and Saturn energy together. And Venus as well. So this is going to bring you about more pleasure. It might be, taking you out of an experience that maybe wasn't ideal for you, because Libra in the 7th house is sort of idealistic, right? In terms of what they want. So now let's look at the central card here. This is the central energy. Wow, it's the Devil, which is Saturn, which is Capricorn energy, and this is actually 16. So this is this is 15. So this is a 6. And this is talking about you getting something out of a situation that has been normalized for you. So something may have been normalized that may not be the best situation for you, or it may not be the best, reason to continue with something. The Devil is talking about, distractions. It's talking about, habits, appetites, what you might be allowing to occur around you. If something isn't working out well, then it's kind of like you have to focus on what will make it work for you, or how to get yourself out of a situation that isn't working for you, because you definitely do have the Devil here, and you have the Tower. So this is saying that you might even be detaching from something that wasn't really serving you, right? The Devil is saying that, something may not be serving you anymore, right? The 6s are related to the Lovers, which is talking about reciprocity. This card is saying like, maybe the situation was unhealthy. Maybe there were some habits or something that became normal that wasn't necessarily normal. Maybe this is you feeling like something is holding you back or something is restricting you, because the devil is talking about restriction, and Mars and the tower is not feeling restricted anymore. You know what I mean? So something is going to put an end to this feeling of restriction. You're going to be able to move forward. It's going to be changing for you, maybe drastically, right? And you're just going to have to get used to something again, or get used to a new way, right? Because the tower is bringing in a new way for you, and the devil is talking about what you were focused on before that might have been holding you back, right? um Yeah, and it's the first stage of spiritual enlightenment to the devil. So it's kind of like you're beginning something. It's almost like something has completed as well, because the devil is definitely related to Saturn, and Saturn is related to completion, right? Capricorn rules the 10th house, and it's talking about career, right? So this could be a job changing for you, or a career changing for you, something that you might have been working on, or something that you might have put energy into, or time and effort, on a daily, right, regularly. So this is something that you might have been regularly withstanding or taking, that you're no longer going to be taking anymore, and nothing, or it won't be happening. The challenge is strength, okay? So you've got all major arcana cards. So this is a lot of highly potent energy. The strength card is talking about transformation. It's talking about power, right? When we deal with the strength card, it's an 8, so we're touching base on that Pluto energy, which Pluto is exalted in Leo. So this is asking you to see yourself differently in a scenario that you may have been held back in, or you might have been just kind of like identifying with old ways of doing things, and it's time to move forward from those old ways of doing things, right? The strength card is in 8, talking about highs and lows. It's also talking about making something more durable, making something stronger. You might be stronger in your spirit, okay? It also even might be talking about, your heart, right? You know, Leo rules the heart, and home is where the heart is. So this could be like a change of home for you, or you might be moving to a different place. The 8s are also talking about, a deep intimacy, right? So this could be a deep intimacy, or something that was pretty closely tied that might be changing. There could be a Leo in your midst, there could be a Capricorn in your midst, or there could be a Scorpio, or even an Aries, okay? Um, yeah, the strength card is saying that you might want to force a situation, or you might have a great desire for something to happen, or to have what you want, because this is sort of like a card that has an appetite, right? But it's kind of like you may be restraining your appetite, or you're not allowing yourself to use too much force, too much energy. Maybe that you might be in a situation where you might be feeling restricted, right? You don't have the ability to move in the ways that you would want to move, or you can't just kind of make something happen quickly, or the way that you want it to. So this is kind of like saying that you have to wait. Saturn is making you wait for something, or you've been waiting, and now is the time for you to sort of like feel that energy of moving forward, change, yeah, it's saying that you can get what you want if you know the right tact, right? Being tactful, okay? We can elaborate on that later. Let's flip over the card that's in the past position. You have the 6 of Pentacles. So this could have to do with some sort of like reciprocity in terms of money, receiving finances, giving something, or getting quality for what you've paid for something. The 6s are talking about health as well. So you might have been thinking about your health in the past. You may have had some sort of understanding in terms of what you needed to do that would make a situation better for you in the past. The 6s are related to Virgo, which is talking about, health. It's also talking about work, right? Your daily life, your daily rhythm, your daily rhythmic patterns. And the 6s are also talking about change, right? Because it's ruled by Mercury, which is the lovers, okay? And that's talking about, recalibrating a situation, making something right, or feeling like you've gotten what you deserved, right? Feeling a need for security and receiving that security, your understanding for what that is. It's almost like your actions and your planning and your details, right? You're understanding something and what matters, right? It's kind of like you're understanding also the essence of something. I don't know why that's coming in. But the moon is talking about evolving, it's talking about change, and it's also talking about feelings, right? Feelings of emotional security that might be relieved by some sort of change in your financial reality, right? Because Taurus is talking about your realities, right? Things that you have set in place. So I feel like you've gotten yourself ready. Also, some of you have been waiting for some money. You're waiting for something to clear, right? With this Six of Pentacles being here, you feel like, getting what you deserve, or maybe there was some work that happened and now you're trying to be compensated for that work, right? And you might have been feeling held back or restrained because of that. Um, and I feel like you have a responsibility or some duties that you would like to see move forward, progress, develop, process. And it's kind of like you're having to keep your wits about you and not like use too much force, not be feeling any sense of resentment or feeling like you want to make something happen out of frustration or out of, right. Just don't be frustrated. You know what I mean? Because this tower here is talking about maybe a sense of frustration. The devil could be because you've been waiting for something. The devil is ruled by, it's Capricorn, ruled by Saturn. It's talking about time, right? Let's go ahead and flip over your sun position. In your sun position, which is really great, you have the Ace of Pentacles, right? And the Ace is reduced from a 10, right? So this is saying that a situation is ending, or there's a feeling of completion, right? Or sort of like a gradual sense that you've gotten to this place that now you can close out a cycle and begin a new one. The aces are talking about how you identify with change and how you identify with, new beginnings, how you apply yourself with this new beginning. It's kind of like even a gift from the universe. It's saying, okay, now is the time, right? Because the aces, right, like I said, they are tens before they are aces, right? And the tens are talking about Capricorn. It's talking about Saturn. It's talking about learning. It's talking about how you may have felt restricted. Maybe you learned your lesson because Saturn is the teacher. And when you learn that lesson, the karma is that you receive the gift from learning that lesson. And the gift is, moving forward or progress, So the Ace of Pentacles is talking about progress. It is talking about how you see something of value to you, right? It also is talking about respecting something, this could even be some money coming in. The sun is shining on this Ace of Pentacles, and it's saying that now something is going to be given to you that you can now take with you and move forward. It's kind of like the threshold, right? It's helping you get past that threshold. It's helping you cross the line, you know what I mean, to get to the other side of a situation, right? The Ace of Pentacles sort of like helps you get to the other side, graduating, right? Saturn letting you cross that gate so that you can experience the joy of the work that it took to get to that place, right? So now let's go ahead and look at your moon position. In your moon position, you have the star card, and the star card is, Aquarius, which is talking about perspective. And it also is talking about, how you see yourself. So it's talking about confidence. So something might be, affecting your confidence, or it might be getting in the way of your confidence. The emotions. This is the moon position. So, having the star card there, wishing for something, right? It's kind of like you're wanting to receive something and you may not be able to receive that thing yet because you're waiting. There's some opposition here with this strength card and with the star card, okay? So the waiting period could be making you feel some kind of like opposition, right? And it's kind of like you just have to be patient with yourself. The star card is asking you to be patient. And so is the strength card, both of these cards. So I feel like we have had to be very patient right now, and we really need this change to occur. You know what I mean? The star card is also talking about, how you see yourself in your world, right? How the things that are happening around you are affecting you, and how you have to mentally keep yourself, calm and stable, right? It is talking about wanting to see something change as well. identifying with change, it's also the flow of things, right? You kind of need to relax, right? I feel like you might be a little tense or a little bit stressed out in your mind. You know what I mean? There are certain things that you might be worrying about that you can't really let go of. But it really is just talking about the process of clearing those things out, because Aquarius, the water bearer, right? It is talking about the mind, it is talking about perspective, but it also is talking about just clearing out that energy. You might just be having a lot of thoughts going in your head. You're weighing a lot of things out. You're trying to come up with a lot of different answers right now, maybe for yourself and for other people. And you may be feeling like you don't have all of the answers. You know what I mean? And the star card is saying that, when you start to get stressed out, or when you start to get worried that you aren't adding up to what you thought that you would or could, then it's just kind of like remembering who you are, staying encouraged. You know what I mean? And it's also a wish card. So it's saying, like maybe your wishes are being granted to you, right? You see the Ace of Pentacles right across from the Star card. So it's saying you do have to just stay strong. You do have to remember your purpose here. Stay in your integrity. You know what I mean? Yeah, that type of thing. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, which is talking about change, right? It's ruled by Saturn, which is talking about time and understanding things and learning and applying stuff. So this is kind of like you applying, yourself in a situation. Yeah, we are constantly being affected by things that are happening around us. You know what I mean? So you need to meditate. You need to clear out your energy. Yeah, pretty much. You need to realize that, remember who you are. Okay, so now let's look at the anxieties, which are going to be related to the moon position here, which is where the star card is. In the anxieties position, you have the King of Cups. So you might be dealing with, a Scorpio. It could even be a Libra, right? The King of Cups is fixed in the way that he thinks and the way that he feels. You know what I mean? The King of Cups is somebody that knows how to deal with his emotions. He knows how to deal with the emotions of others. He knows how to relate to the emotions of others. So you might be feeling like people may not understand how to relate to you emotionally at this time. You feel like, in your head, you might be in your head about some things, right? This is Scorpio, so it is talking about owning up to your own feelings, right? And allowing those feelings to help you change your perspective so that you can transform from whatever it is that you felt like might have been controlling you emotionally. It could have to do with a person that you feel like, you have an emotional tie to that is just affecting you. You could be thinking about your feelings from the past and how they've affected you up to this point. You could be trying to clear out some old emotional energy, right? And it's taking a lot for you to do this. It's been a lot of work. It's been a process, right? The King of Cups, right? Fixed water, being aware of your emotions, right? Being very self-aware, because the King of Cups is Scorpio, ruled by Mars and ruled by Pluto. You have Mars here, and then Scorpio squares Aquarius. Aquarius opposes Leo. See what I mean? And then you have another Taurus card here as well. So, fixed stuff, stubborn, maybe feeling like you really wanted to push something forward, but things might have been getting in your way. Having to keep your emotional strength about you, your wit about you. Let's flip over some more cards. Okay, so you could be having some anxieties about a Scorpio person, right? Or someone with that type of energy, or any water sign person, right? It could be male or female, but this is definitely yang energy, being that it's the King of Cups, but water is definitely a feminine element. Okay. So you could just kind of be like dealing with your feelings right now about a situation. And you're going through a lot of different changes. Yeah. So the Nine of Wands being here in the Mars position, this is saying that you might need to go within, right? Being self-reliant in some kind of way, right? And you're having to kind of like the nines are talking about completion. They're also talking about something being revealed to you through the work that you have done on your own, right? The nines are definitely related to the ninth house of Sagittarius, which we are in right now. This is the moon in Sagittarius. We just had a full moon in Gemini, but before that, we had a new moon in Sagittarius. And that new moon in Sagittarius probably taught Libra that there was, something that needed to be seen, acknowledged, understood, and valued and applied. You know what I mean? This is talking about where you've come from and why you are the way that you are. This is belief in oneself that you can move forward, right? And then this is also kind of like seeing another side of the situation. There are two sides here. There's a reason why you have sort of been blocked off, or why you may have not been communicating as freely as people may have wanted you to. This is a Mars position, meaning that they're saying that there might be something that might be controlling you, or controlling the situation, that is forcing you or making you have to sort of like put something on hold, or detach from, you trying to make something happen or see something through, or, the goal being reached. You know what I mean? So it's like you really want the goal to be reached here, and you're understanding that you're going to have to like maybe leave some things behind, right? So this is what's happening with this moon in Sagittarius. There's some things that are being left behind. You might even be feeling like you're leaving someone else behind, right? Or you might be leaving some old emotions behind that might have been affecting you, because this is a progression here. Scorpio and Sagittarius. And the sign that usually comes after the sign before it is a direct reflection of that sign. So this is kind of like, feeling very affected by the emotions, feeling very like set in your ways, right? And it's kind of like, it's a lot of control here with this control. And this is saying like, I don't want to control you. I don't want to control the situation. I don't want to be controlled. You know what I mean? That type of thing for some of you. And this is just saying like, I need to move on. I need to detach from this. I need to see where I'm going, right? I need to set some goals here. I know what my goals are. You may not know, but I definitely know what it is. I see how I've grown. I know how I've evolved, and I know how I feel about these changes, and I know how I feel about what I want to see push forward, what is going to bring me satisfaction, right? That type of thing. Okay, these are your philosophies too. What have you learned from this? You know what I mean? This energy of the King of Cups. What have you learned from this person? What is it that you're trying to protect yourself? Why are you trying to protect yourself from this person? You may not need to explain why, you just know why. Yeah. You're doing a lot of things. You're being very sort of like active in your own dealings, right? Yeah. Let's go ahead and look at your Venus position. In your Venus position, you have the Page of Rods, which is talking about an alchemical process of change through action, right? So this is saying that you're acting, right, so that you can bring about some level of harmony or pleasure to what it is that you are now embarking on, right? So the Page of Rods now has new responsibilities, right? And it also is talking about change, right? Change of action. This could be movement, right? You could be changing just like where you were, right? You might be moving forward with something. Yeah, you could even be leaving something behind, right? This Page of Rods is here talking about, you learning how to do things, okay? You definitely are being taught some lessons by Saturn here. This is fire and it is earth. Fire is passion and earth is, stability. And it is like also like potential that has been substantiated or realized, right? So you are realizing your potential. You are substantiating your potential. You are also you're very encouraged right here, right? This could also be a change in relationship. Something could come in and just kind of like introduce itself to you, right? So this is like the introduction of something. Maybe you'll be introduced to a person that makes you feel very energetic, right? That type of thing. And this could just be, you know, you taking action, you know, to bring about more pleasure in your life. You're realizing your potential too. You know what I mean? Because this Nine of Wands has progressed into this Page of Wands, right? It's like, I don't need to block myself off. I don't need to be focused so much on the emotions. This is definitely not focused on the emotions, right? You're coming from a place of emotion, of having to protect yourself, of having to put up the blockages, of having to even block people. You may have even blocked some people over this past year. You know what I mean? This year was a doozy for us. Right now, we've got Saturn, Pluto, Venus. What else do we have? Saturn, Pluto, Venus, and Jupiter in Capricorn, and those are both planets there are two planets in Capricorn that are very significant to us. Venus and then Saturn, because Saturn is exalted in Libra, right? And Saturn rules the pages. So Saturn is definitely telling you that, like, you know, you've graduated, you're moving on to something different. There's an alchemical process, some change happening here. You're going into a new phase, right? Wow, this is wonderful. Now we're picking up the cards that are more future-oriented cards. This is energy moving forward, outcome energy moving forward. Wow. Okay, Libra, King of Rods, you're definitely transforming. You're definitely changing. I did say there was an alchemical process here. You've graduated. You've moved forward. You've gone through the Knight, and now you've gone to the King of Rods. So there's a jump here, right? And you're seeing yourself now, or you're going to see yourself in the future and look back at yourself now in the past and be like, wow. You know what I mean? You're going to really appreciate yourself. There's going to be this new level of self-respect that you're going to have for yourself, right? And it came from here, right? This self-respect, right? I need to do what I need to do. I'm understanding something. I'm revealing something to myself. Something has been shown to me. I'm learning, because Sagittarius is talking about learning, right? What you have learned. And it's kind of like, now I'm not going to go back to the old way of doing things, because what I figured out is that this works for me now, right? And now I really feel in my power to be myself. This is the King of Rods. It's fixed fire, so it's Leo energy, right? And then it's also talking about power, transformation, okay? Action, authority, responsibility, right? Definitely you've grown, you know? You're definitely achieving a sense of balance again here, okay? You're feeling like yourself again, right? That's good. The change is going to make you feel like yourself again, or it's going to bring you back to feeling more powerful, or just feeling, you know, like you are where you're supposed to be. You know, taking back control, right? Taking back control. Wow, that King of Cups and that King of Rods over here, right? They don't really mix. They both have their own way of thinking. They square each other, right? Kind of how they're squaring each other in this reading right here. Or opposing. Now let's look at the future card. Wow, Two of Cups. This is good. So this is a direct reflection, right, of self, right? This new understanding of self-love, right, that you've been taught from spirit, right? This is also something being revealed to you, right? Through your love of yourself, or through your love of someone else. You know, it's like someone else is showing you the compassion that you deserve, right? This is achieving a sense of balance again too. This is Venus in Cancer. It's very receptive. So you could be getting back to a place of being able to be, you know, more loving, and just feeling like you want to, you know, give and receive love again. You know what I mean? You could have been feeling emotionally stagnant or emotionally held back, right? And that's why this Tower is here, bringing about that change. It's like, no, you need to feel different. You should feel different, because you are different, right? The twos are talking about balance. It's talking about travel, right? You could be going from one place to another, okay? Also, we're talking about, some hidden things being revealed to you from others or other people, right? How they feel about you, how you feel about them. Or you could just be experiencing, a swell of emotion, right? This is also a card that talks about loving yourself. Yes, and the growth of self-love, right? Because if this card is related to the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is Pisces, she's also, Pisces is ruled by Jupiter, going from one place to another. This is also talking about communication, communicating feelings. That might be happening as well. Or someone could communicate their feelings to you, or you could communicate your feelings to them. Or it might even be something that's not spoken at all. It could just be being felt. So you could be experiencing this depth of feeling, right? Or this duplication of feeling, right? It's like the feeling is mutual in some sense for some of you, right? You even might be feeling like you're getting a sense of more emotional balance again. Okay? Venus is talking about pleasure, it's talking about love, it's talking about responsibility. Okay? And then this is also talking about, allowing something to happen, how you allow yourself to feel, how other people might be affecting you, right? How you might allow someone to affect you emotionally. You know what I mean? Okay? And it's also talking about movement, right? Trying to equalize something, trying to get back to a feeling, right? Some of you could be reflecting on past feelings or old feelings, right? Let's look at this card up here at the top, which is the last card. This is like the ascendant, what we're moving into. Perfect. The Queen of Cups. The Queen of Swords. This is you guys, right? Some of you could be dealing with the Cancer. I don't know why I said Queen of Cups. But this is Queen of Swords, and this is Libra. And this is talking about, clarity in the mind, right? Also, it's kind of like, you do know how you feel about something, but then you also need to know, like, the real, it's being honest with yourself. I feel like this is what's happening. You're being honest with yourself, therefore you're being more honest with other people. And this is kind of like the change. Things are happening differently now. You know what I mean? You feel like you're in your power again, right? You come through, you've evolved, you've come from this place of feeling stagnant, of having to really, control things. Maybe you were feeling restricted, right? There could have been a whole evolution, a whole cycle of things that have happened that have made you, now come out of it feeling emotionally stronger, feeling, just mentally stronger. You might be feeling like there's a new day that might be dawning for you, right? Especially with this Ace of Pentacles being here and this 7 being the Tower, right? Number 16, spiritual enlightenment, right? This is definitely also a stage of spiritual enlightenment too. You have the first, you have the second, and you also have the third stage of spiritual enlightenment here. So you guys we're in our third stage of spiritual enlightenment. We are definitely moving forward. We are feeling very in our power again. We just have to get past some feelings of insecurities, right? That might be affecting us because of, us not having control of a situation that's being divinely orchestrated, that's being played out the way that it was meant to be played out. Okay? Definitely like, share, and subscribe. Comment on the video. Send me messages. Follow me on Instagram. I'm Providence Tarot. I'm also NYC Kendrick. Change coming for Libras, feeling emotionally balanced again, getting back in your power. You had to detach from some things and you had to take responsibility. You had to just maybe, keep some things out that didn't deserve to be in because you knew they were going to be affecting how you were able to do things. And maybe there has been some things that have been, affecting your ability to be proficient, to be efficient, right? To make choices, critical decisions, to go there, to set your goals, to aim at something. Oh, now you're going to be back in your power, Libra. It's okay. We're going to get through this, and 2020 is going to be a good year for us. We're going to be experiencing some major details playing out in our home situation, security, job, career, that type of thing, right? With all that Capricorn energy being our fourth house, especially if you're a Libra rising. Okay, Venus will be going into Aquarius soon, so we definitely will be feeling our individuality. We're going to be feeling our eccentricities. We're going to be feeling, right? Because here we go. We're going to be feeling, you know, a new way, okay? Might even be feeling a little bit more rebellious with Venus being in Aquarius, right? Like your ideas are different once that happens. Okay, and Mars is actually in Scorpio right now, so we're still talking about transformation and we're still moving forward from that Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, okay? Yes, you got some Leo energy here, so you might be dealing with some Leo as well, and an Aquarius, right? Or you might just be dealing with that energy of change and being able to, understand where egos might get in the way. Being aware of your ego, being aware of your emotions, being aware of the way that you are processing your thoughts. Being aware of others' feelings and others' thoughts, that type of thing. Communicating your feelings or sharing your feelings. That's what this is talking about, sharing your feelings. And there could be somebody coming in, you know what I mean? Definitely with the Ace of Pentacles being there, and even with the Six of Pentacles being there in the recent past position, right? So, yeah. All right, Libra, I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. I feel like I'm rambling, but I'm just trying to figure out if anything else is coming up. You could be dealing with the beginning of something, right? Somebody younger, right? You might even meet somebody younger that you're going to start dating or seeing or even liking, and that might be a change for you, right? Because you do have this card here. Yeah, but there's some things that like have happened to you that have sort of like shaped and changed you and made you a lot more, emotionally stronger. Like you can withstand and you can take a little bit more, and you might even be feeling a little bit cold or something in terms of the emotions, right? Just because you have to detach from all of these things that are affecting you, right? Mentally, right? Your psychological process, but then that's also affecting your emotions too. So you realize that, and you have to take back control over your emotions, right? You understand that you have to clear out your mind and clear out your head, because these two cards are fixed and they definitely they square each other. It's like Aquarius squares Scorpio. So in order for you to get over the anxieties, get over the frustrations, get over all of those things that you felt like might have been controlling you and holding you back and keeping your emotional boat, it's like having a boat and there's a hole in it and you having to like keep the water from coming in the boat, right? I'm able to control my emotions now. But I'm only able to control my emotions because I can detach from those that affect me emotionally or that trigger emotions, right? Because Mars in the Tower is talking about things that are triggered, right? This too being a 9 related to the moon, which is number 18, and it's Sagittarius. So your emotions have triggered you to maybe detach from something or to maybe, create distance. So this is talking about creating distance, right, between you and someone else, okay? Or you might be feeling like now I'm far enough away from, I have enough distance from this thing or this person that brought me the anxieties, or this experience that like now I feel a little bit more safe. Because the two of cups is talking about feeling safe again, right? The twos are talking about environments that you are in, boundaries, right? What you might be allowing, what you submit to, right? What you feel, what you might be absorbing, that type of thing. And this is beautiful energy here, okay? So we're getting to that. King of Rods, Two of Cups, Queen of Swords, which is you, Libra. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. And sorry for the setup. I'm in a transient place right now. I'm moving, and also, I've been living in an apartment with a roommate, and sometimes I have to do these readings in clothes so that I don't disturb him. We both have a lot of things going on, very active people. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Bye, Libra. Love you so much.